Hello, classmates. My name is Mario, and today I will be talking about the legal term voir dire, which is French, and it loosely means to speak the truth. So, I gotta admit, I never heard this term before. I watched a ton of legal movies and legal docs, and particularly the O.J. Simpson documentary, and it was a very interesting process. So voir dire is the process of examining potential jurors to determine whether they are fit to serve for a particular trial. So it's pretty much the jurors or the prosecutor, defense team, and the judges selecting jurors, trying to ensure there are no biases amongst the jurors when they decide the case. So as early as 1895, the Supreme Court had practiced voir dire to determine if a juror was suitable and without bias. So it's been in practice a long time. And in 1881, Supreme Court officially recognized voir dire as an essential mechanism to obtaining a fair trial. So the process of voir dire, it starts with the judge. Well, potential jurors are randomly selected and from a pool of people who shows up for jury duty. So the judge asks a few standard questions to everyone to determine if they're capable of serving as a juror. So such as if you're a U.S. citizen, do you have any hardships that will prevent you from sitting through an entire trial? So things of that nature. After that, those that are deemed incapable are excused. Attorneys deliver minimum openings where they offer a 3 to 5 overview of the case if states were permitted. In states that are permitted, I'm sorry. Following the many openings, both attorneys ask questions of remaining potential jurors to determine bias. Following the questioning period, attorneys can request potential jurors to be removed with cause of potential biases, with the presiding judge holding the power to deny the request. So ultimately, the judge has the final say on voir dire. And I believe voir dire is very important in our legal justice system, in particular the O.J. Simpson trial. The lawyers were very adamant on what jurors were going to be allowed. And that was a long process. It was very interesting. And as you can see in that case, it were some jurors with biases were allowed, and that may have determined the outcome of the case. So voir dire is very important to try to get as many unbiased jurors as possible. Some improvements of voir dire, I believe that we have to ensure that we have to do a better job of ensuring that all jurors are present and shows up to allow the greatest potential of diversity among jurors. So if you get selected for a jury duty, you have to ensure that they are there. And then also assemble like jurors from neighboring counties or towns, cities, etc., to just allow for a better or more fresher perspective other than what that town culture is and things of that nature. Is the defendant entitled to a perfect jury? So the Sixth Amendment guarantees the right of criminal defendants, including the right to a public trial without unnecessary delay, the right to a lawyer, the right to an impartial jury, and the right to know your accuser, who your accuser are, and the nature of crimes and evidence against you. So it didn't say a perfect juror, but it did say impartial, right? And I think VR is designed for that reason. It's not going to be perfect. You're going to get a ton of different jurors, or you should get a ton of different jurors with different perspective from different walks of life. They get together and share their opinion and to determine if the defendant is guilty or innocent of the crime based on the evidence. So you're not going to get a perfect juror. And lastly, I'll be talking about distinguishing between preemptive strikes of jurors versus strikes for cause of potential jurors. So preemptive strikes for jurors can be used for any reason except racial bias and without justification. And a strike for cause, you must have a specific reason. So that's pretty much the main difference between preemptive strikes of jurors and strikes for cause. So thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation. Have a great day.